Before we get into this story, stop what you're doing right now, hit that like button, subscribe if you love real women's college basketball coverage, and drop a comment because by the end of this video I want to know one thing: is Dawn Staley officially the gold standard for player culture in college sports? Because what happened behind closed doors in the South Carolina locker room wasn't just a reward, it was a message to the entire SEC. And the rest of the country. This wasn't hype. This wasn't for cameras. This was power, trust, and dominance wrapped into one shocking locker room moment that says everything about why the Gamecocks keep winning and why everybody else keeps chasing. Now let's talk about it. South Carolina didn't just wake up one day and dominate the SEC. This level of control, confidence, and consistency has been building for years, and during this stretch of conference dominance, Dawn Staley decided to do something that caught even her own players off guard. No press release. No warning. No hints. Just one of those moments that reminds you why players would run through a wall for her. After another commanding SEC performance, the Gamecocks walked into the locker room expecting film, corrections, maybe a quick speech. Instead, they walked into a surprise that immediately changed the energy in the room. This wasn't just about gifts. It wasn't about money. It was about recognition. Dawn Staley, a coach known for standards, discipline, and accountability, flipped the script and said, "You've earned this." And when a coach with her resume says that, it hits different. The locker room erupted. Smiles everywhere. Players laughing, shocked, emotional. And the message underneath it all was loud: excellence gets rewarded here. That's culture. South Carolina's SEC dominance hasn't come from shortcuts. It's come from depth, sacrifice, defense, and buy-in. Night after night, different players step up. One game it's the post presence dominating the paint. The next game it's guards locking up on the perimeter. Then it's bench players giving elite minutes without ego. That kind of balance doesn't happen unless everyone believes they matter. And Dawn Staley understands something many coaches don't: players don't just want to win, they want to feel seen. This locker room surprise was a reflection of that understanding. It wasn't flashy for social media. It wasn't performative. It was personal. And it landed because it matched the work the players had already put in. Let's be real, the SEC is not forgiving. There are no easy nights. Every arena is hostile. Every opponent circles South Carolina on the calendar. Every team wants to be the one to knock them off. And yet the Gamecocks continue to impose their will. That kind of dominance creates pressure. Pressure cracks teams that aren't unified. South Carolina doesn't crack, they tighten. That's leadership. Dawn Staley has built a program where standards don't change, but appreciation is constant. She coaches hard. She demands everything. And when her players deliver, she gives back in ways that reinforce trust. That's why recruits listen when she speaks. That's why veterans stay locked in. That's why transfers buy in immediately. This locker room moment sent another message too, one that wasn't aimed at the players, but at the rest of the SEC. South Carolina is not just winning games. They're enjoying the process. They're connected. They're confident. And they're dangerous because of it. You could see it in the body language. The laughter wasn't forced. The reactions weren't staged. This was genuine joy from a team that knows it's doing something special and has a coach who recognizes it in real time. And here's the thing that makes this even more powerful: Dawn Staley didn't do this after the season. She didn't wait for a trophy ceremony. She rewarded excellence in the middle of the grind, when legs are tired, when scouting reports are heavy, when mental fatigue can creep in. That timing matters. It refuels belief. Championship programs understand momentum isn't just about wins, it's about emotion. South Carolina has both. While other programs are dealing with locker room tension, rotation controversies, and public frustration, the Gamecocks are celebrating together behind closed doors. That contrast matters. Players talk. Recruits notice. Parents pay attention. And coaches around the country are watching this and quietly acknowledging something uncomfortable: Dawn Staley has mastered the modern era of coaching. She holds players accountable without losing them. She demands greatness without burning people out. And she rewards success without compromising standards. That balance is rare. The SEC has thrown everything at South Carolina: physical play, packed arenas, rivalry intensity, and none of it has shaken them. Why? Because when players know their work is valued, pressure turns into fuel. That locker room surprise wasn't about luxury. It was about trust. It was about telling players, we see you. We appreciate you. And we're not done. And make no mistake, the rest of the country should be paying attention. Teams that enjoy playing together are the most dangerous teams in March. Teams with leadership alignment don't collapse when adversity hits. And teams that are rewarded for discipline don't suddenly abandon it when things get tight. This is how dynasties sustain themselves. Dawn Staley didn't just surprise her team, she reminded everyone why South Carolina remains the standard. Not just in the SEC. Not just nationally. But culturally. So now I want to hear from you, does Dawn Staley have the best locker room culture in college basketball right now? Is this why South Carolina keeps reloading while others rebuild? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you felt this story, subscribe for more real women's basketball coverage, and stay locked in, because this season is far from over, and the Gamecocks just sent another warning shot to the rest of the country. This isn't just dominance. This is leadership. This is South Carolina.